if you want to know how to market your business better, but you know you're not very tech savvy, you should be checking out phone sites. The link's in the description below, and it's a phenomenal service because it's easy. It doesn't take a marketing person like myself to understand how to use a system and implement it into your business, which makes it just a lot less stressful than a lot of their competitors. Hello everyone, welcome back to the New Hampshire Business Show. My name is Chris Pastrana, and today we're here with Timothy Hirsch from Planstin Inc. How's it going?
Doing well, Chris. How about yourself?
Very good. So before we get started on the fun topic of the day, let's learn a little bit about yourself and kind of what brought you here.
Well, I'm a Pelham, New Hampshire native, so a little out of the realm of Manchester here, but been in business helping with health insurance benefits for about 7 years now. Kind of moved out from the restaurant world where I was in Vegas, working on the strip and doing all that fun stuff. Moved back home, have a family now, living in Pelham, New Hampshire, have our office over in Nashua, and enjoying the things that New Hampshire has to offer.
Yeah.
A different world in the West Coast.
Very cool. So let's get started. What is Planstin Inc.?
Planstin Inc. is a company that is a payroll and health coverage solutions company designed for small business owners. And that's really unique for a lot of businesses in New Hampshire is that small business owner also includes sole proprietors or smaller companies without employees, which have been ignored by the health insurance world over the years. So we've got solutions built for that, knowing that that's a huge market that a lot of people have a need in. And so Planstin Inc. fills that. We are a technology company in a sense where we make things done online if people would like, where everything can be controlled online and done without paper and pen and having to fax and do all these different forms. So making it simple for the consumer in the end to be able to enroll, manage their plans is what Planstin is really able to do for small businesses to keep it simple, because business owners are busy people. They got a million things on their plate, so we've really designed Planstin Inc. to be able to fill that void and help them not only get benefits, but keep it at a lower cost than what they're typically used to.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So health, because you said benefits, health insurance, payroll, that's a lot of stuff that entrepreneurs are just probably scared of because it's outside of what they do. I host a talk show. I know people, I don't know, any business in the world, they're good at what they do, and then you start expanding a little bit and it kind of worries them. So what type of stuff do you do in those areas?
Well, that is the dilemma with the small business owner, is that the day-to-day operations rule you. The unfortunate thing, especially when it comes to something like healthcare, is a lot of people learn the lesson after the fact of having a huge bill where they didn't have coverage and thought they could get by. So we try to help companies understand the information, get it in place before there's a catastrophe, and then they call me, because the most frequent call we get is, hey, I just had something happen. I just had this, huge bill or whatever it might be. So we're trying to get in and help inform them that there is a solution out there that's not as expensive as they think. It's not as public knowledge and Obamacare oriented as all the news media and everyone wants you to think that these are your health insurance options. Go to healthcare.gov, that's all you got. There's a lot more options, and it's really the market, after whenever it is 7 or 8 years of Obamacare now, has figured out how to help these businesses. It's figured out some different ways that it doesn't have to be an expensive health insurance plan the way Obamacare had written it. And it's still in the playbook and the rules, it's still compliant with all the laws, but it's just that market has had the time now to be creative. Create different products that are designed for these small businesses and their business owners.
It's pretty good, because that's an area I talk about a lot when I do my political shows. Is that if you let the market do its thing, it can create better options than letting the government dictate healthcare. So it's interesting to see that happening even under the super heavy regulations. That's pretty cool.
And it's funny to me, because now that this whole world of, and one of the key words here is health share, is where a lot of these things stem from, and a lot of these creative ideas have come from, have been around for over 20 years, even before Obamacare. They have millions of members. I mean, there's one with 1.5 million members on there. Some of them, there's like 5 or 6 major ones that all have over 1 million members, and it's still flying so under the radar. Like when I hear a blurb on the news about it sometimes, usually it's not said correctly by the news, so it's not as a draw for the consumer who's actually watching, because they don't make it sound the way it is or the type of solution that it really is. But it's something that's out there. It's easily found on Google. It's easily researched. It's a great solution for a lot of people that it's right under their noses. And it just takes a little education because it's different, which is always hard. Anytime you have a learning curve or got to learn something different. But at the end of the day, if your whole goal is to be able to pay less for healthcare, which I think we're all trying to do in our own way, in our own situation, and everyone's got different situations, this is a huge opportunity for a lot of small business owners.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. So if you don't mind getting into it a little bit, let's talk a little bit about what is a health share.
So the first misnomer about health shares, which is true for a few of them, is that you need to be Christian or you need to have some sort of faith in God. And some of them do ask that. They say you need to be a church member. We're going to look at your, we need a pastor to sign a form to say you're a church member, which great for those people in a Christian community who feel comfortable with that. And there's millions of people who are comfortable with that. And for me, the first time I ever heard about a health share was actually through my church at a church event. And they're doing the presentation, and I'm like, I do health insurance for a living. I'm thinking, this is crazy. Then as I started to learn more and was less skeptical and started to do my research, I'm like, wow, this is great for someone like myself who is Christian, but what about the other people out there who that might not be a good fit for? Well, the market has spoken. There's other health shares out there that do ask that you have some sort of standard, but I think it's a standard that most of us live by. It's you're not going to abuse drugs. You're not going to live an unhealthy lifestyle. And you got to agree to those terms, and they're not going to press you with it, but it's a community of people. It's going to sound a lot like health insurance, but it's not under a health insurance company. It's a community of people that pool together their money to share in medical costs. So it's kind of neat where they can't use insurance terms like deductible. It'll be called member responsibility amount. It's the amount you pay before they kick in. But not only will you get lower rates on a monthly basis, you don't have $7,000 deductibles or member responsibility amounts. They're usually $1,000, $500. So when you actually go to use it and need it, you're only $500 or $1,000 out of pocket, and the members all share in your need as a community. And obviously where we are in New Hampshire, this is a sensitive subject, but there are some really keen reasons why our health insurance costs are so expensive. I mean, opioids are one of them. It's major pre-existing conditions, and great, we have Obamacare for those needs. But the average consumer doesn't want to pay for those high prices to have those benefits in there because they don't need it. Health shares aren't going to have that within it. They're going to cover your doctors, your hospitals, everything you normally want covered, but you're not going to be able to go to a substance abuse facility. A lot of them are going to exclude pre-existing conditions, so you need to be on the healthier side. So it's going to sound a lot more like how pre-Obama health insurance plans work. Which, how often do you hear that called for from people? I wish my insurance could go back to the way it was. It's been around. It really never left. It's been around for 20 years doing the same different thing, but it went from a Christian-based health share community to they said, all right, more people are in need of this who may not be Christian. So let's open that up. And most of them are compliant to, you're not penalized on your taxes for the mandate, which is going away at the end of next year anyways. They have much lower costs, that you can see more doctors. The health shares are very unique. You hear that terminology. We need insurance to go across state lines. Right? These do that. It's the same plan as it is in New Hampshire, as it is in California, as it is in Texas, as it is in Alaska. Same coverage. You can use a national network of doctors and hospitals. Sometimes you can go to any doctor depending on the health share or hospital. You don't have to worry about a network. So all those things that people are like, oh, I wish I had this. I wish I'd be able to do this. It's just wrapped in a different package. It's not called health insurance through an insurance company that's going to generate profits on, we don't have to get political, but, We know who rules this world: insurance companies, prescription drug companies, and these don't fit into that mold. They're more community of based members. Some are nonprofits. You'll see a .org at the end of some of them. They're total nonprofits that someone started this community saying, we need an alternative for Christians. And then it's branched out since to create different health shares that are all, again, compliant with the law, widely accepted, millions of members. It's not anything that's small. It's less prevalent here in New Hampshire as somewhere like Texas.
Yeah.
Texas is a huge number of members in that area, and that's just where a lot of the companies were headquartered and started.
Makes sense.
So kind of where it branched out, and New England's kind of really been that last place to get exposed to them, but you're starting to see plenty of different health shares and members on them around here. So health shares are not simple necessarily, but I always urge people, go learn about it. Be skeptical at first. You should be. It's your health care. This is a very serious thing. It's an expensive expense. I mean, some people are paying $2,000-$3,000 a month.
Yeah.
If you can lower that to $700-$800, it's probably worth your time to look into it.
Yeah, to do the research.
And at the end of the day, it's like I had said, it's not a fit for everyone, because if you have serious pre-existing conditions or substance abuse that you need to have treatment for in facilities, that's not going to be a fit. But thank God for you, there's Obamacare, because that is an alternative. It may not be cheap, it may not be, obviously in the best publicity in this country, but for a certain sector of people, that's a great thing. But for so many people, I mean, over the financial threshold, and that's oftentimes your small business owners that make too much or can't prove their income.
Yeah.
Those are the people hit the hardest. And unfortunately, I'm seeing it more and more, where I run into these people and they just decide to do nothing. And you can't blame somebody who's going to have it, who did their homework on healthcare.gov, figured out they're going to pay $2,000 a month for a plan with a $6,000 deductible.
Yeah.
They say no. I'll pocket that money and hope for the best. That's scary to me, and hopefully more people just get exposed to this, which I think will happen, as they've, over the last year has really been the ramp up. I mean, some of these places have doubled their membership over the last year, and that's, for one reason. The higher the cost goes with health insurance, the more means people look elsewhere.
Yeah.
And then they find it, and it's, the good thing is, once they find it, it's kind of like this eye-opening, wow, this is out there. And they do spread the word quickly to friends. I mean, that's where I get a ton of referrals from is, hey, my friend was telling me about this thing that they got. They're paying so much less. All right, let me start you down. Here's your information. Do your homework. Learn about it. Don't just listen to what I'm saying, but the information is out there. Figure it out. See if it's good fit for you.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So on the entrepreneur side,
Mm-hmm.
how does it all work? Because you said, because I know when you get signed up for normal insurance, it can be quite hefty, a little complicated.
Mm-hmm.
How is it for entrepreneurs? Because you said that's kind of a market in New Hampshire that's hurting pretty good for that.
It is. It's health shares, because they're not regulated by the insurance industry.
Mm-hmm.
It actually makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
You have that open enrollment for health insurance. You can only enroll from November 1st to December 15th. I mean, that's been closed, that window now, to those dates. It starts January 1st. Health shares you can enroll all year long.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I get a call. I talk to people all summer. They're like, yeah, I'm giving you a call. I know I can't, but I just want to see. I'm like, no, these things are wide open to you. The enrollment to them, there's, depending on the health share company,
Mm-hmm.
the application can either be really short and simple, or some of them that have like that Christian belief side to it. They want to know that you're a Christian, and they're going to, ask you questions and tell you, hey, we don't want you to do this, we don't want you to do that, which some people think's crazy. But on the other hand, some people go, no, those are the people I want to be pooled together with for coverage, because those are like-minded people.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of each health shares to its own in
Yeah.
that retrospect. But specifically one we work with for entrepreneurs, it's super simple. It's done all online. You don't have, as an entrepreneur, say you have one employee or two employees, the regulations of saying, I have to pay for this one this much, I have to pay for this one this much. You can contribute as much or as little. The one we work with is health savings account compliant, so you can start your HSA health savings account along with it. And we actually pair 3 different plans together, and we've made pricing, and this is one of the simplicities of it, the same for all ages above the age of 30, to age 64 anywhere in the country. So a single member, it's $343 a month. If something happens, your out-of-pocket exposure is $1,000. All your small visits are covered with a copay, no deductible. So you pay $20 for your doctor, $0 for your preventative, $50 for your specialist. But if you have to be, I say hospital or surgery, your out-of-pocket exposure is $1,000. $343 a month, $663 for a couple, $894 for a family of any size. And that's usually where the real savings is found, because $2,000, $2,500 is pretty standard in New Hampshire for a decent plan.
Yeah.
For a family. Now all of a sudden you're looking at $894 a month, and when you actually put it all together, you're like, this is way more comprehensive.
Yeah.
I'm going to have way less exposure if something does happen and go to any doctor, any hospital, anywhere in the country. I don't have rate increases every year. I don't have to prove income. The application is, it takes 10 minutes. It's do it any time of the year. As long as you have some sort of business entity, you're eligible.
It's pretty cool.
So hope it's simple. This stuff is never totally simple, but as simple as we can get it.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. So we're going to take a quick break for the sponsors. Mm-hmm. Everyone, hold on. It's almost that time, everyone. July 26th from 5 to 8 p.m. we're doing the New Hampshire Business Show Get Together. So if you haven't let me know you're coming already, jump into the links below. Let me know you're going so I can plan accordingly as far as food. Thank you guys. If you are an avid golfer, yes, golfer, and you would like to make your own yardage books, check out the 3-Up program below. You'll find their link. Check out the offer and see if it's good for you. So this is very interesting. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to go through this without getting political. So I love that there are options out there that I didn't even know about, because I'm familiar with like direct care doctors and stuff like that. So I knew that was an option that's been growing. But I've never really even heard of this come up, which I think is interesting. And it should, and maybe because we're from New Hampshire and, there are reasons it probably doesn't come up. But that's really good. I'm glad there are other options out there that sound pretty good.
It's kind of like when you buy that car, though.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this right now.
Yeah.
And then you see that car on the road all the time.
Yeah.
Now that you know about them, you're going to start saying, oh, there it is.
Yeah.
There's a company that does it, because it isn't small.
Yeah.
It isn't something that, people always be like, I'm a little nervous about getting into this. They think it's like a few hundred people. Like, no, you're looking at millions of people. Things have been doing for 20 years. There's plenty of stability.
Yeah.
The biggest downfall of it that's hard for some people, and some people say I'm not comfortable with this, is that because they're not insurance, there's no guarantee with insolvency, which when I was out in Las Vegas, this happened with a company out there, Nevada Health Co-op. It went out of business.
Yeah.
If an insurance company goes out of business, the regulation of being an insurance company makes them liable to pay any of those claims afterwards. There's not that guarantee of insolvency.
Yeah.
But I look at it as in 20 years, none of them gone insolvent. They're all doing well. And one of the cool parts is when you're a member of it, because you're a member, you actually get a say in it. If they change benefits, which one of the big ones is this year, they're actually adding some benefits into their plan. All the members vote on it as a community.
Yeah.
And they decide because they had leftover money at the end of the year. So you actually get to, as a member, decide which direction the health share is going. So again, it's important to figure out which one's good for you. They all work a little differently in that sense, but I think more people are pleased with the differences, but there are some subtle differences. The insolvency thing that, I always think it's funny when people are like, I don't know, because it's not insurance. I'm like, oh, so you love insurance companies, huh? You think insurance companies do a great job, and
Well, yeah, but I think we're at a point where people think insurance is like always been around. It's always been mandatory. When until probably, I don't know when, but like 60s, 70s, it wasn't really that big of a thing.
Yeah.
So it's just, we're used to it by now. So it, it scares people when they're like, oh, it's not insurance.
You're completely right. You are. And that's why, that's where it comes into, don't just look at it on the surface. And this, I went through the same process. I looked at it and I said, huh. But the more you dig into it, the more I dug into it, the more not only comfortable I became, the more of an advocate I actually became. I still help people with insurance plans as well, and individual health insurance, healthcare.gov. But this needs to be on the table of something to consider. And if it's a fit and you like it at the end of the day, great. If you don't, great. Obamacare is there. It's just another option that people need to weigh, which unfortunately when it comes to, as we talked about with the, small business owner, having to think about and, take more time to learn about something is very, very difficult. But I think it has to be worth it at this point.
Yeah.
But my hope is, not hope because it's kind of a bad thing, but there's some big rate increases coming for next year. Again, there's no question about that. It's just going to open more eyes and more lenses to looking at this as a bigger solution for more people.
Yeah.
My thing that makes me nervous about it is insurance companies are huge lobbyists.
Yeah.
They help determine what the public is going to know and what they get exposed to.
Yeah.
They're going to suppress this. There's no question about that. And this isn't something they're profiting from. And that's where all the publicity and everything comes from. And health shares in general don't publicize, don't do a lot of marketing.
Yeah.
That's just not the way they're built and not what they want to do. It's a member word of mouth type community. So that's my only, apprehension about hopefully these gain popularity, but, could be a little of the same, at the same time.
Well, you see it every time. Something, not even something new, but another option starts becoming prevalent, and you throw a ton of money to make it look dangerous, scary. No. This isn't true. And, you can spend 5 minutes watching the news and know that a lot of what they say is a lie. Yeah. So, I could see that. So, maybe they should look at having small PR departments to get out there a little bit and talk.
even the times I see them on the news, they're always looking at like one of the least popular ones. One of the ones there's one called I shouldn't even use the name, but it's out in Midwest and it's really Christian, and it's very structured to a certain type of people. Yeah. Which when they show that as the publicity, it's going to turn off a whole other set of people. When in general, there's more that are just more widely accepted by everybody that don't have those same standards. Yeah. It's like, why wouldn't you focus on that one?
Yeah. Well, they do that on purpose. Like It's very. They're like, oh, look at them. Yeah. Like, no, not them. Yeah, those guys.
That's exactly
and,
it.
It's pretty funny. Oh, jeez. And I was going to say something there. I forgot what it was. Whatever, not a big deal. So any entrepreneur can jump in with their business essentially, and so how does it work when you have multiple employees? Are they all allowed to come in as well? How does it all work?
It is, and this is where the true beauty of it comes in, and the flexibility of how this works. It's you can offer it within your company or not to your employees and just for yourself in any structure that you really want to. Because it's not deemed health insurance, when you offer health insurance within a business, which if you're a business owner listening and you've tried to do this, you know what I'm talking about. They're going to say you need to have employees that are full-time. If they drop below the 30 hours, you need to change things. You need to offer it the same for every single position in your company, even if you have this star employee and you have a not-so-star employee. You can't do anything different. It's got to all be flat. These, you can do it however you want. You can contribute as much or as little as you want. But at the end of the day, what you can do is offer it in the company and give them access. You can give them a choice that they wouldn't have outside of going to do this on their own. Yeah. Because there's some health shares that are in any individual within the country who's a person that is comfortable with it can enroll in. But the ones designed specifically for businesses, and a good example, we're starting to work with some large association groups. Those associations are a business. They can offer it to all their membership now just because the association head said, you know what? We can't offer health insurance plans because health insurance plans, they kind of went away with Obamacare. They don't deal with associations, which there is a law that I think was started in effect yesterday, which will change that a little bit. But they're able to give them access. So their members now have access to a plan that they wouldn't have otherwise, and the association doesn't really have to do anything. It doesn't have to contribute. Doesn't have to.
Yeah, it just made it available.
Yeah, it's there if you need it. It's another option. It's a benefit for being part of the association. Works the same way with a company, or you could be an employer who says, I want to pay for it all. That's fine too. it's going to be less than what you're paying for your
Yeah.
other health insurance plans. So some employers do that as well.
Yeah.
But it's flexible. That's the key. And I think employers like that. They don't like to be pigeonholed.
Yeah.
Check and get.
And I think that's the big thing. Like, there's like, I'm like skating past trying to be political on all these. Like, there are a bunch of laws that are like, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this, and it's like, give some leeway for something, you know, because the VP of the president, who's say VP of the company, who's been there forever, is probably entitled to something a little differently than, someone who just came in who's probably going to run away in a couple of weeks.
And sometimes that can be structured right. Sometimes it can't.
Yeah.
It depends how your company's put together. But too often those conversations, the employer just gives up.
Yeah.
They say, you know what, this is too many things that I gotta, deal with. I just gotta go run my business.
Yeah.
And they, unfortunately, it hurts everyone in the system when that happens, but it's totally understandable from the business owner's perspective as well. This just got too complicated for me to have to do this and that, and it's expensive. Yeah, we'll just do something different.
Yeah. It's like, I'm not even going to offer it.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
Yeah, seen that plenty of times.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. So people who want to learn more, I know there's going to be a bunch of entrepreneurs on here who are going to want to know some more. How do they get in touch with you, get more info?
Planstin.com is the best place. I mean, it's not too original. There's a contact page on there. There's a little talk guy on the side. But I actually have a YouTube channel as well. Or Planstin, I have one personally. Then Planstin has one that I've done most of the videos on there. But I get in depth how it works. I mean, it's not going to be a riveting presentation, dancing girls or anything. But if you want to truly learn how it works top to bottom, how it affects people in real life situations, you can go to Planstin's YouTube page and watch videos. I find that a lot of people learn better from the video, visual, audio listening. And, at the end of the day, if you want to do it that way or just go to the website, it's all listed on there. I mean, we're not, we're smart entrepreneurs in the sense that we know people are going in there for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
It's an educational
Yeah.
learning experience to go there. But I always say, learn as much as you can on your own, then ring my cell phone or ring our phone and ask all the questions you have after.
Yeah.
Because for us to just explain it at the beginning on the front end,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to gloss over, it's going to go over your head. Everyone learns in different ways. Everyone has different experiences with health insurance and their health coverage. So go Google it. Go to Planstin. Learn what you can about how this works. Then you're going to have questions. That's where we come into play. Being in the insurance world that we are, we never work for a fee or anything. So it's all, if you like us, you're good with us, and you continue to be happy with us, we make commissions on what, you're staying with us and being happy with us. So it's a win-win on both sides as far as not having to dish out money to, get this in place and talk to somebody. We're here to be a resource to you and help you learn how this all works for your business.
Yeah.
Because it's simple at the end of the day. The pricing is what it is. It's a matter of how do these plans work differently than insurance. Usually people have to wrap their brain around.
Yeah. Good. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you so much for joining me today. This has been actually a really good conversation. I was very excited.
I appreciate it, Chris.
Awesome.
Same here.
Cool. Thank you guys so much for watching. We're going to have the last word from our sponsors, and everyone have a great day. If you need a vacation, reach out to my friend Lucy Chesna at Dream Vacations, Chesna Travel Agency, and she can get that set up for you. She does a great job making sure people get to where they want to go safely. That's it for today, everyone, but it doesn't have to end there. Head over to iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, or iHeartRadio to get more from New Hampshire's top entrepreneurs.